Can definitely tell that the suspension is very tight. That's what doesn't feel like a pickup truck. I love the kind of like just slight supercharger noise you get. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2021 Shelby Super Snake. This is going to be such a fun day. Anyways, first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this Shelby Super Snake. If you guys are wondering, they're an amazing dealership because they do not charge over MSRP for anything, whether it's a Raptor, a Shelby Super Snake, or something crazy like a Shelby Baja Raptor, which they should be getting in pretty soon. So if you guys want an amazing deal on, you know, Ford's regular specialty products, but then also Tuscany's specialty products as well, check them out, reach out to them, link to their inventory in the description down below, and also link to my car buying course in the description down below if you want to save some time and money next time you purchase a car. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a supercharged 5-liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission, puts out well over 600 pound-feet of torque and 775 horsepower in a single cab F-150. Just crazy. I love how they powder coated the supercharger in blue. Definitely a cool aesthetic. It says Shelby Performance, which also is really cool. Notice how you've got the carbon fiber for the intake tube. That's another cool feature. And let's talk about some other performance upgrades. So we have the performance air intake with a high flow filter. Again, you've got the carbon fiber tube, and then we have upgraded billet throttle bodies, upgraded fuel injectors as well, and then they obviously have performance motor oil, and so all of that together gives us, again, 775 horsepower and does this look amazing under the hood. And also you guys can see here with the air intakes and all that, we'll kind of go over those in just a moment, but yeah, take a gander. Now let's go over the front end of the Super Snake. So first off, you guys can see that we have the performance hood, which is actually active. This is not fake venting. This is all functional, which is definitely cool to see from an aesthetic perspective. I love how it says supercharged right there, and you've got the racing stripes there in the center. But yeah, it definitely gives it an aggressive appearance from a hood perspective. We have our giant Shelby logo there in the center, and just notice like how aggressive that front grille is. And you guys can see down here to the bumper area, just the overall like front fascia, super aggressive. We've got the front splitter down there, which again is crazy to see this on a pickup truck. And then you guys will see we've got, you know, normal stuff that comes with the F-150. We got our fog lights. We do have our headlights as well. I have seen quite a bit of aftermarket support for LED headlights with the base model F-150s if you guys don't like this particular setup on the truck. Because again, this is ultimately built off of, you know, a single cab, which is like a base model F-150. And yeah, again, from a front end perspective, this thing looks amazing. And I gotta make the joke right here. You, the guy she tells you not to worry about. Now coming around the side here, we've got 22-inch wheels, and wrapped around that we have 305mm tires in the front and the rear. Yes, that is right, 305mm performance tires on a pickup truck. Craziness is happening here. Notice you've got the Shelby Cobra there at the center of the wheel, which looks fantastic. You've got the red brake caliper again with the Shelby script on it, and this actually does have upgraded 6-piston brakes, which is fantastic because you've got a lot of these high-performance trucks coming out and they don't upgrade the brakes. Ram TRX, for example, just has like regular Ram 1500 brakes, and so yeah, it's just awesome that they made a 700+ horsepower truck and then they added performance brakes so that this truck can actually have some stopping power. Now we do need to talk about the suspension because this truck is lowered. So basically they've got the adjustable Fox coilover shocks in the front and then adjustable shocks in the rear, which I'll show you guys the rear suspension in just a moment. It's kind of hard to see because everything's so tucked together, but what that will help out with is the handling and the ride quality, because again, the shocks are adjustable. So if you want to make things firmer or softer, you've got that adjustability. And then you guys will notice here with the fender flare, definitely cool. And just look how like the tire just like ever so slightly pops out a little bit. So it kind of adds to the aggressive appearance. You've got your Super Snake Sport badge here on the side over the venting basically. And then you guys can see here with the mirrors, nothing too crazy happening there. Got a Shelby logo down below. And then we have our performance exhaust. You guys will love the sound of this with startup. And then you guys can see the setup here in the rear, just as aggressive looking as what you have in the front. And then here's kind of a look at everything happening in the rear. Again, there's not a whole lot that we can see. I'll kind of pop under the truck here for you guys. so you can get a little bit of a better look to see the shocks and everything they've done with the truck from a suspension standpoint. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it drives with all of that. And then here is our full side view on the single cab. And just to give you guys an idea in terms of ride height, here's like a regular F-150. And then again, the Super Snake, so it is substantially lower. Getting in the truck, it feels more like a SUV almost. Okay, so as you guys can see here in the bed, we've got the carpeting here all throughout the rear, which is great for insulation. And notice it's also on the cap as well. I'll explain why they did a bed cap in just a moment, but you guys can see that whole setup. And actually, we'll go see if the Payload sticker has been changed or anything like that. Probably not. Oh, here we go. You guys can see we have a new sticker. So notice with the tire loading and everything. It says Payload's 1,433 pounds. So that's definitely cool. Figured I'd show that to you guys in real time. And then the lock and unlock here is just at the top of the cap, just like a normal bed cap. And actually, you gotta close the tailgate first, and then the bed cap second. Now let's finish things up here with the rear. So first off, the main reason why we have the bed cap is so we can have more stripe action. Just kidding. It's actually for aerodynamic purposes. So if you guys don't know, with pickup trucks, right, with open beds, you're gonna have a lot of air kind of circulating through the bed, which is going to cause some issues if you want to be extremely aerodynamic. Now, if you put a bed cap on, that completely fixes it. And notice how it's shaped. This is kind of like a spoiler here in the rear. So like this is all purposeful with how they've done everything in the rear, which is super smart and should make the truck pretty exciting to drive. Parking sensors there on the rear, and then notice we've got the Super Snake Sport right there, and then also on the back. They do not let you forget what this is from a decal perspective, but let's pop inside now. Now here is the door panel, which is just the stock door panel here for this F-150. You guys can see the padding down below. And then this trim's darker, so it kind of matches the sporty theme. We do have blind spot monitoring for the mirror, which is fantastic. Automatic for the windows. And then here are the custom seats. So you guys can see the red stitching, Super Snake Sport. And then notice the red leather here and then the stitching all throughout. I think the seats look fantastic. Notice the power adjustment there on the seat. And then you do get some behind seat storage as well, since this is a single cab truck. Notice they've upgraded the pedals. We've got our pedal adjustment here, we've got the parking brake, light controls, and then notice the carbon fiber that's also been added here to the truck. And let's pop in. Got one of these. So here is our steering wheel. You guys can see the leather wrapped all around. You've got the contrasted stitching here in the center, and then notice the carbon fiber trim down below, and then on either side. And then you got your practical stuff like your cruise control, controls for the center stack, and then you guys can see the turn signal windshield wiper stock. Now we do have a column shifter, so this is where you're gonna manually shift the gears. So you got the M mode, and this is the best column shifter in the truck industry. So like, it's very smooth with the actuation, and this is just what the F-150 comes with standard from the factory, but it works. Like, this is a column shifter that does not completely frustrate and annoy me. I can say that. And yeah, there you go. Now here is our gauge cluster. Notice we've got the custom Shelby gauges on either side. Definitely a nice touch. I love how like the check engine light, the ABS, and the brake light are just like super prominent there in the gauge cluster. Kind of, and then you guys can see here on the other side. I don't know. I thought that was funny how it's like just very prominent. Anyways, you guys can see here with the center screen, we do have the digital screen that'll show you different bits of info on the truck. And I'm actually curious, fuel economy. Let's see, I mean, it doesn't have like any miles on it. 2.7 so far, but I imagine you'll be able to average better than that, because like a Ram TRX, I can get like 8 to 9 miles per gallon in that. And so this being a truck that you can put in two-wheel drive, a lot lighter weight, I'm sure it'll be better than that. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, we've got the camera button, which will pop up with the backup camera. Also, if you pop it into reverse, that'll do the same thing. And your stability control button's up here. But with great power comes great responsibility. So make sure you really want to turn that off, because again, 775 horsepower. But anyways, infotainment system's great. You've got a great response time with it. It's easy to use. Not gonna focus on that too much. You guys can see down below analog controls for the radio. And then notice there's carbon fiber all around, like the entire dash area pretty much. We've got our dual zone climate controls down below. Yes, the single cab truck that doesn't need dual zone climate has dual zone climate. We've got a driveline select, so it has 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel high, and 4-wheel low. We've got a locker in the rear as well, believe it or not. And then with the drive modes, you guys can see here, we've got normal, tow haul, eco, sport. Yes, we have a sport mode finally for an F-150. Slippery, deep snow, sand, mud ruts. So just all the same modes that you're gonna normally get in the F-150, this has as well, which is definitely cool. You can see there's a bunch of areas to like just charge things all over, and then we've got some storage space down here. Now, being a single cab, it does have a bench seat so that you can, you know, put your best bud or the old lady in the bench seat while you're driving around in your 775 horsepower pickup truck. Notice again with the leather there and then the perforated leather here in the center. Definitely looks great, so they continued that nice material use to the bench seat. And then we have the dual glove box, which is great, it's practical. Notice this is darker in coloration, so it kind of matches the overall theme. And then of course you got your plaque so that you can flex on your passenger so they can know that this is a special pickup truck that they're in. And then in terms of the rear glass, it is fixed. Nothing too crazy happening up there from a control standpoint. Let's look at the sticker and then we'll take it out and drive it. So this is the sticker. I'm not going to read through every single option, so just freeze a frame if you guys want to read through everything that this truck has. As you can see. Now those are total MSRP, $98,690, which might seem like a steep price for what is essentially a base model F-150 single cab with some upgrades. But here's the deal. There has been a lot that has gone into this truck from an engineering standpoint to make sure that it can not only handle the power and drive amazing, but it can do it reliably. This does come with a warranty for all these parts, whereas if you did this yourself, you're not going to have a warranty on it. And then on top of that, the resale value on this is fantastic. I just recently saw an old body style Super Snake sell for a little bit over what original MSRP was for the truck. And so again, it's a steep price, but the resale value is there, the warranty's there, and then the quality is also there as well. Just saying. And again, Ed Kenley Ford doesn't charge over sticker, even though the market values on these are just very high. Let's take it out and drive it. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. You can see visibility over the hood, and then both mirrors again. They do have blind spot monitoring. Then throughout the rest of the rear, being a single cab, visibility is great. Let's set off. So we are officially setting off in the Super Snake, which is one of the most interesting vehicles on the planet because, again, it's the smallest truck you can buy, pretty much, right? You know, full-size truck, right? And then they're like, you know what? We're just gonna put a massive engine and supercharger under the hood, and we're just gonna make it work, right? So it's such an interesting dynamic. First off, before we actually start driving, I want to talk about comfort with this truck from a seat perspective, because it's important, right? Some of you might daily drive this truck, as crazy as it sounds. Seats are actually really comfortable, so significantly more comfortable than what you'd have. It has the same cushioning as like a base model truck, but like just having the leather definitely helps out with making it just feel a little bit more plush. And I really like these seats. I like how the bolstering feels. I think that it's a really good setup. Now, just driving at low speeds, this feels like a normal pickup truck. Again, you do feel like you're more of like SUV territory in terms of like ride height because this is lower to the ground, but it just, I mean, it feels normal. Like it doesn't feel like crazy, difficult to handle or anything like that. I'm gonna pop it into the sport mode. There you go. Got our sport graphics, so everything's aggressive. Still have the Ford turn signal that's very loud. I love how the gauge cluster actually changes in sport mode too. And one of the reasons why Tuscany will typically build their Shelby trucks off of trucks like this is so they can actually put in the custom gauges, so it makes it feel a little bit more special, because Ford's more loaded up trucks have fully digital gauge clusters, so you can't really change anything with it like you can in this truck. So that's another thing. But taking a turn here. Steering feels the same. Doesn't feel any different. Sounds so cool. Listen to that. Can definitely tell that the suspension is very tight. That's what doesn't feel like a pickup truck. I love the kind of like just slight supercharger noise you get. Exhaust sounds amazing. That is a nice sound for sure. And it's quick. Like, it has so much torque just all the time. You guys gotta remember, this is a single cab. Now, I distinctly remember when I drove my first Super Snake, and it was the old body style F-150. And I remember getting on the highway and thinking, man, this truck is just too, like, because it was really stiff with the suspension. This seems to have fixed that. It's, like, even at higher speeds, it's definitely stiffer than a regular truck, but it's like very manageable. It actually feels comfortable. Love the listen to those downshifts. Sounds so good. Yeah, this is actually very daily drivable. Way more daily drivable than the old body style Super Snake. I can say that with confidence. And the brakes, they do feel punchier compared to regular F-150 brakes. So there is a change with that as well. So again, I think that's a huge thing with this truck, is they actually upgraded the brakes. So you have real stopping power, you know, again, considering just how much power this truck has. But we're continuing along here a little bit. This thing is a monster, let me tell you. And it's so easy to drive. It sounds so cool. It's just like this muscular, beefy tone. And the thing that's crazy is this feels like it handles like a sports car. Again, this is a pickup truck, and it just, there's no body roll. Like body roll does not exist with this. It's such a weird experience to me. The only thing that kind of throws me off is that the steering is super light, and it's still kind of like normal truck steering, where it's not like the most direct, but then you have like this sports car handling, and so it's like a weird experience. Such an interesting thing. But I guess we'll sum things up here with the Super Snake. So first off, I think it goes without saying, exterior styling on this truck is amazing. It looks so aggressive. It's so eye-catching. And I mean, that BMW is trying to race me, just to give you guys kind of an idea of like this, like it gets everyone's attention. We're gonna kind of punch it here a little bit. So quick. Not even full throttle. It's so quick. So yeah, I think it looks great. The interior with this, with the carbon fiber and the seats and everything, you know, there are some points in the interior where you're like, oh, I wish it was a little bit more upscale. But most of the stuff that you look at, I think looks very pleasing, and it looks sporty, right? And then from a driving characteristic perspective, I feel like they fixed all the problems that I had with the first Super Snake that I drove. It rides very smooth. It's not like the first Super Snake was like this on the highway, right? This is very smooth, very daily drivable. Still sounds amazing, still super fast, and like there's nothing you're conceding with this truck. So like I think this is great. So yeah, if you're looking for like the craziest pickup truck on the market, not Ram TRX, not Ford Raptor, Shelby Super Snake Sport. This thing is, yeah, it's such a cool experience.